Today we're going to be showing the process for cleaning the wash tank, the wash solution tank, and the sterilizing rinse solution tank on the Stillhead Ultra 150. Okay? The best time to complete this process is immediately after a batch of filling has occurred. That way the temperature in the wash solution tank is nice and warm. If you want to take a look here, right now our wash temperature is 140 degrees, and if we open up the wash tank we can see that there's steam coming out of it, and this just ensures that all of the wash solution tank has been warm for a period of time. The water has had a chance to circulate and loosen up any materials that may be stuck onto the inside of the wash solution tank. Okay, so first of all, as you've seen here, just to identify, the wash solution tank is located on the front of the Ultra 150 bottling machine, and the rinse tank, the sterilizing rinse tank, is located immediately on the rear of the Ultra 150 bottling machine. A few things to have available close by when you're ready to do the cleaning procedure is some scrubbing tools. I have here our sponge, our handle-mounted sponge washing tool, and then also a scrubbing tool which we'll use to scrub the insides of specifically the wash solution chamber and clean it all up. Also, this hose is connected to our soft water feed supply at the back of the Ultra 150 bottling machine, and we'll be utilizing those during the process. There may be some other cleaning tools that we utilize along the way. Okay, the process is fairly simple. It's basically scrub clean, drain, rinse out, drain it, and then we're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by opening up the wash solution chamber. The little flip handle gets pulled up and pulled out. Don't set the lid on the ground or in a place where it's going to get stepped on or broken. It is made of plastic plexiglass. It's easiest just to put it up on top of the filler or set it aside in another location so that it doesn't get damaged or destroyed. Okay, since the water has already been circulating, we're going to drain the storage tank. But before we drain it, we're going to take advantage of the hot water that's already in the storage tank, and we're going to clean it. Okay, we're going to brush the insides of the tank surfaces and the hoses and so forth and clean it. I'm going to start with the sponge tool, just dipping it inside and using it to scrub the back wall of the filling of the wash solution tank. Starting at the water level, and then washing, just pushing it down along the back wall to clean the back wall of the tank. Inside the storage tank are some collection pipes, and so it's satisfactory to just kind of brush around it, trying not to push hard if you're feeling any resistance, so that we ensure that we're not breaking one of the collection tubes that's inside it. Along the right side wall are a couple of more delicate switches. There's a level switch which automatically controls the level of water in the storage tank. There's also a switch along the back wall. So while we want to scrub the walls, we want to be careful and aware of, like I said, the other sensors and devices that are inside the storage tank. Okay, so I've given it a decent scrub down. And then we're going to start draining the water, and then as it drains we'll be able to have a better view of what's inside there and any additional cleaning that needs to be done. Now of course we've got the sump pump turned off because we're not in production mode. We don't have the spray rinse switch turned on. So before we turn the valve on and drain the tank, we're going to turn the sump pump on so that we can have a way to dispose of the water that we're dumping out of the wash solution tank. So we turn the sump pump on, and then in the back of the washer are two valves. These manual valves are for the wash solution tank and the sanitize tank. And they're labeled. Right here on the back of the filler is labeled wash. This one is labeled sanitize. So with the sump pump on and having scrubbed the tank, open the valve that's labeled wash. This will allow the water from the wash tank to start to drain through the plumbing over into the sump and start to drain. While the wash tank is draining, we can do the same process with the sanitize tank. So we're going to take our scrub tool. I'm going to go rinse it off in the sink, and then I'm going to bring it back and scrub out the sanitizing tank, and then we'll drain that tank as well. Okay, we have started the manual draining process. We've opened the valve, we've turned on the sump pump, the tank is being drained. It's down now to where it's about a third full, and while there's still some water in it, we're going to use the hand scrub brush and reach inside to scrub everything that's in there. We got the walls pretty good with the long handle brush. With the small brush, we're going to reach in and scrub the pipes. We're going to clean the tubing fittings that connect the pipes together and make sure that everything is nice and clean. It's important to take special care of where there are connections between the pipes. Right here, we have the connection between the drain pipe, which is this pipe here, and the main drain manifold, which is this pipe here. So we use the scrub brush to get down inside the cracks and scrub it. We scrub the pipe, we scrub the overflow tube. This overflow tube is how the tank maintains its water level. Normally the water level sits right at this line, and if the water gets too high, then it just automatically overflows and goes down the drain. That's how it maintains its level. So we're using the scrub brush, we're cleaning this drain piping all the way through against the back wall. We're cleaning the bottom of it. And then I'm going to go over here and clean against the side that's adjacent to the machine. Again, I'm being careful of the level switches. But I'm getting on the underneath side of this pipe. And then in the back, this assembly that you see right here is the drain collection. This is where the water gets from the tank and pulled back up into the wash pump. So it's important to clean that mechanism as well. It's a big stainless steel rectangular box with holes drilled all in it where the water comes into the pump. So you scrub the back of it, you scrub the top of it, clean off all that, any dirt that's accumulated on it. Clean the suction pipe that goes through the sidewall of the cabinet into the wash pump. Carefully clean the level switches. And as the water level gets down low in the tank, and then we'll get this freshwater hose, turn the soft water on, and spray down the sides and allow the water to rinse and continue to drain down through the sump pump into the drain. Okay, once we've had a good chance to scrub out the inside of the tank, we've let it drain, we've cleaned off the hose, the suction pipe, the drain pipe that's inside there, we're going to continue the process by putting the hose in the tank, turning on the water, and using it to wash out and rinse out the tank and then using the scrub brush to continue to pick up anything that's left on the tank after we scrub it. So I'm going to put the hose in the tank, and I'm going to come around to the back side. I'm going to turn the hose on, just part way, halfway. And I'm going to utilize the hose to spray the inside of the tank and continue to rinse down the junk that's in the inside of the tank. After we scrub it out, we're rinsing it out. We've had the hose in, put some more water in, rinsed it out. We've got most of it that's going toward the drain. Now we're going to utilize the shop vac to pick up the remaining amount of water that's in the bottom before we give it the final rinse. Okay. We've finished cleaning the tank. We've scrubbed the insides of it. We've scrubbed the bottom of it. We've cleaned all of the distribution and the suction and the drain hoses that are inside the tank. We've squeegeed out the bottom of it. We've run it down the drain. We've used the shop vac to finish cleaning up the excess water. So the last thing to do is to close the drain valves and shut off the sump pump. I'll do that now. And we close the valves for both of the wash tank and the sanitizing tank. You want to use a rag and clean the inside of the access doorway. The little bit of dirt that's on the inside, just wipe it down, clean it up. Okay, our valves are closed, our sump pump is off. We've cleaned the access doorway. The last step is simply to refill the solution tank, and then we have to refill the wash solution tank and the sterilizing rinse solution tank, and then we have to add detergent or concentrated soap solution to the wash tank to bring our concentration level up to where it needs to be. So we're going to put the hose back in the wash tank. And with the valve closed, we're going to go ahead and refill it. Now before we turn the valve on, we're going to take note of the gallon reading on the flow meter. So this meter is showing, if we look at our last few digits, that we have 34,309 gallons. And we need to know that because as we refill the tank, we need to pay attention to how many gallons of water we have actually put in the tank. So I'm going to open the valve up and start filling it. And we're going to fill the tank until it gets up to about 1 inch below the overflow pipe. Okay, so we finished filling the wash solution tank, and our meter right now shows that we have used 43 gallons. And our calculation is that for every gallon of water that is added to the wash solution tank, we will add 75 milliliters of our Bottle Bright detergent. So that's 3,225 milliliters that we're now going to add to the wash solution tank. Okay, so we just added the rest of our detergent, the 3,225 milliliters of our Bottle Bright washing compound to the wash solution tank. Now remember, the water heater is already full of water and existing wash solution compound. So we only have to add the amount of wash detergent or wash solution compound to the fresh water that we added. So we added 43 gallons, we made the calculation, we added 3,225 milliliters of washing detergent compound. We've cleaned the door access, and the last step is to put the lid back on. Now we double check. We make sure that we have our valves closed at the back. We make sure that we've added the detergent to the proper level, we've made sure that we've added our wash solution, our water, and then our detergent to the proper level. And that's the end of the process. The sanitizing tank, we've done some of it as well. It's the same process. The difference is you don't have to add any detergent. At the end of it, fill it back up to the top of the overflow tube and put the lid back on. And that's the end of the process. It's important. Take your time. Do it regularly according to the maintenance schedule and the operating manual. And keep our machine in good, clean operating order.